Now, when we think about the word genius, it already elicits a lot of things, right? We think of the Einsteins, and we think of the Teslas, and all the great thinkers of the world. We equate it to like the Elon Musks, who are so intelligent that they're able to bring into the world something that is uniquely their own. Now, the thing about that is if we trace this back, the concept of a genius goes back to Greek and Roman times and identifies like a guardian spirit that exists, that each and every one of us have. And this genius, in this case, I'm going to say more so the concept of a higher self, is one that guides us through the processes of life and can lead us into greatness, or something that the occultists would call our great work, our magnum opus, the gift that we leave the world. A way that we actually make the world better for just having been. And that's an incredibly interesting concept to wrap our minds around, because what if each and every one of us is guided by an intelligence that helps us support not just to be the fullest embodiment of that self? What if there is a purpose to that? And we are the vessels, we are the conduits, we are the ones who have the greatest capacity through the life experiences that we have led, through the transferable skills that we've developed, through the very raw impulses and archetypes that we embody, to the intuitive talents that we have access to. What if indeed in this four-body system, as we've mentioned before with vitality, what if this is our gift to the world? And that gift is merely our presence. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, is the concept of a genius, what exactly that is, the parts, the pieces, and the components that comprise this beautiful concept, and how it is that we can actually begin to work in that direction here and now. Are you ready? Let's do it. So the concept of a genius is the expression and embodiment of the four-body system: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Now, in this case, it is very specific to on our spiritual aspect. It's the energetic principles and archetypes and impulses that work through each and every one of us. It is the intuitive talents that exists. This is our mental body system. The concepts of psychics and empaths and so on and so forth fall into this category, our superpowers, if you will. Our emotional body is the core values that we have, the things that matter most to us, and how we are being as we deliver this service, which is most easily accessible through the transferable skills that we've developed in our physical body. Each and every one of these, though, is just a part to the larger wholeness, the oneness that is the unified self. And that expression, that embodiment, which is our genius, is how we lead eventually and inevitably into our legacy work. So let's go through each of those one by one. Now, easiest one is obviously our transferable skills. This is something more tangible. What is and are the capacities that you've developed, whether it be related to professionally or personally, things like graphic art or perhaps sewing? You know, something that could be along the lines in terms of flow management. Perhaps something more along the lines of connecting with people. In this category, we have certain skills that we've developed. Yet it's not just a matter of the proficiency of the capabilities that we have, it's also the level of joy that we actually find in it. Because we can be very good at something and just hate doing it. That's not what this is about. This is about what we find to be fulfilling, something that we really enjoy, that we are able to create value from. Now, when we look at this, we identify what do those three skill sets look like, right? And generally speaking, we can relate those three skill sets to one of four quadrants: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And so as we look at that then, this is our low-hanging fruit. This is what allows us to be able to directly transition and to reorient in that direction because we already have that skill set developed. We already are capable of delivering this as a service. So this is our where. This is where we want to orient our attention. Now, our core values, the emotional body, these are the things that we have in terms of high value in our lives. These are the things that emotionally we are invested in. And again, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, it can be something like perhaps if we're more invested in physical health and exercise, might be that, and that's a physical piece. Perhaps we are more invested in terms of learning, and that could be within the mental body, so on and so forth. And so what we'll see in each of these four quadrants is they are all related to this concept of the four-body system. This is our how. This is how we are being when we deliver the service back over down into transferable skills that we are best able and most immediately capable of providing. Now, the what takes us over to our intuitive talents. Now, this is a fun area that I'll make an entire video upon because this takes and warrants more attention. Our intuitive talents are indeed the intuitive abilities that we have incarnated into form to develop. And this is where we get into areas of psychic, empathic, kinesthetic or body awareness, energetic, or in tune with frequency. And generally speaking, we have access to all four, and we have most capable access to them in a certain order: our primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary. So for myself, for example, I'm an energetic kinesthetic. And so that means that I am at my primary level of attention is energetic. And this is related to my own sense of resonance and frequency. This relates to everything in terms of just the natural flows of energy. Something like kinesthetic is more high body awareness or spatial awareness or awareness within physical reality. Psychic is more in that mental body system. That's my tertiary. And so that's my third most aligned capability or intuitive talent. And that is then beneath that empath. And empathic awareness is that more magnetic rather than electric, which comes from that psychic magnetic ability to tune into the sense of emotion and the deeper aspect which ties and relates directly into experience. Now, this is our what. What we are here to do when we talk about purpose, when we talk about our calling, this is that what. Because this is its own set of skills and capabilities that we have specialized in. And only you can do what you do in the way that you do it because of this area and arena. So for me, energetic, kinesthetic, psychic, empath, the first two are the areas that I'm most strong in and gives me direction in terms of that what. The areas of psychic empath, the third and the fourth area of connectivity, is my area of greatest opportunity. It's where I can really grow in this life. Now again, I'll make a little bit longer of a video on this because this is the whole thing. Finally, we have our energetic talents, and this is our spiritual body. These are the impulses that move us. If you think about way back when as a child, some of the things that you just used to do, that you may still do as an adult or feel the desire to do. One of the things that I did as a child was I just created. I loved to create. I created worlds, universes of things that would happen. And I do that now. I love to create. I still continue to storytell. I do things in terms of, even creating worksheets. I love creating worksheets. I geek out on that kind of stuff. That's one of my impulses because that is one of the principles of creation that I embody, as do you. So taking time to identify that is a really terrific place to start. And I'll speak a little bit more upon this, making separate videos for all of these, and especially diving a little bit more deeply into the intuitive talents. Now, all of this, when it comes together, it provides a very specific cross-section, a coordinate, if you will, in space and time that allows us to focus on this specific niche. Now, what's great about this in relationship to our genius is that when we identify what that is, we are able to best connect to what it is we are here to do. Now, our purpose is to be. And we have full capacity to do something magical that only you can do, that only I can do. And I will say, if left undone, the world is less for. So I'll talk about all of this a little bit more in upcoming videos. That, though, seems like a lot for now. Love and aloha. Take care. And ahui ho.